Are we live? Yeah, it looks like we're live here. Let me just double check my buttons here. Yeah, we're live. Hold on a second. Let me double check everything here. Yep, we're live. Okay, guys, we are live here in Los Angeles, and my friend Eric Wyatt is coming live to you from Harlem. And tonight we're going to talk about the self-taught legend incident that happened at Smalls. And why do I have Eric Wyatt on? Well, Eric Wyatt was the band leader at this session. He's a regular over at the Smalls Club, but he's also kind of the elder statesman of this jam session. He's been playing in the New York jazz scene for years, and I met him through our interest in Sonny Rollins. Now, Eric Wyatt, if you don't know him, accomplished sax player, has a lot of records out. He's even on a new record with ASAP Rocky, right? Anyway, he goes back with. We'll get to that later. We so he's really the godson of the Sonny Rollins legend himself. Sonny Rollins was very good friends with Eric's dad, Charles Wyatt. Charles Wyatt used to go out with Sonny Rollins out on the bridge back in the day, the legendary time when Sonny Rollins was working on his chops. And Charles Wyatt was one of the few people that would be up there with him jamming. Now, Charles passed away quite a long time ago, and Eric is a and Sonny Rollins is a family friend of the Wyatts, and they've been close ever since. And Eric, you still talk to Sonny Rollins once in a while on the phone, I understand. And even though he just had his 95th birthday, so just to put that in perspective, you got a bunch of young kids coming out of Berkeley or whatever, playing these jam sessions, and Eric was kind of put in charge of these weekly jam sessions to keep the thing together. So he was the guy on stage that you saw telling Mr. Self-Taught Jazz Legend to calm the F down. But if you watch the whole 3 hour video, there are many interactions between Eric and now we know his name is Aaron, the legend himself. So anyway, Eric, so welcome. I hope I covered all the main topics in terms of introducing you to the group here.
Yes, you pretty much covered it. Thank you for doing this with me because, you know, I come from you and I, even though I'm not sure you're older than me or younger, but we come from a generation where this music is revered and the people that play it, to be in their presence is one thing. To actually play with some of the people that I've recorded with and played with, as you told him, Sonny Rollins. I met Miles Davis through my dad's relationship, and I was treated like, my dad was on the guest list. He didn't pay. He never paid to see Sonny. So jazz to me is not something that I take lightly because I've been around some of the real legends. And yeah, man, this just happened to kind of get out of control. Uh, but the social media world has taken something that would be like maybe a common thing that could happen at a session, a session like, guys are playing, one guy's, jazz is a democratic endeavor. There's great players, and then there's people that are just so in love with it. They want to come and learn, and they can't play, what they never would do anything like this guy did. So a lot of people, I appreciate. I'm not being spoken about in a bad light. I was very conscious of what was happening for the people that know, and I'm glad we got to do this so we can clear up some of the misunderstanding of what really happened. Because this guy had been coming to Smalls. This was not his first time there.
There's
I've seen a lot of,
another video
yeah,
of him 2 nights before, and
yes,
the playing was pretty mediocre. His playing was
yes,
a little better the night he was with you guys, but you know, takes a lot of
yes,
guts to get on stage with people that are 100 times better than you,
right.
which I'm
And,
not
and,
sure I
and
would recommend to anybody.
well, jazz is kind of understood and then it's kind of misunderstood. Hip hop has a better. Let's transition this to be a rap cipher. If you guys, anybody knows what that is. A rap cipher is when there is more than two or three rappers hanging out together and they decide to have a battle. Like what we do with chord changes. They do it with rap.
Right. Like
Now,
a
if
rap
you
battle.
can't, right, if you can't rap and you're going up against a guy that can rap, rappers are kind of like jazz musicians. They be on. I grew up around a lot of these guys. Didn't know they were going to become rich, but I literally lived around the corner from Biggie Smalls in 1996
Hmm.
because he lived on the corner of Myrtle and Washington, and on the other side of that block was Spike Lee and Bill Lee. They lived on Washington Park. So anybody that knows Brooklyn knows exactly what I'm talking about. But my point is, you can't go into a rap cipher and not be able to rap.
You're gonna get
Like
chewed up
so,
and spit out.
they're gonna laugh you off the street. The difference with jazz, see, as you have documented, he was there when I finished running my show. I play a show for an hour, and then I open it up to the young men who come there who are eager to play in a jazz club with an audience. They're not getting paid. This is the grunt work.
Hmm.
This is training camp for musicians. We respect it. Most musicians respect it. You very rarely have a. This Smalls has been in operation since 1996. Smalls has had jam sessions since 1996. This is the
Wow.
first time this has ever happened.
Hmm.
I played in Smalls when they first opened Smalls. It was a different scenario. We used to go into Smalls at maybe 9 or 10. We could come out the next day. We would be there that long. People used to sleep in Smalls, musicians. It's a real strange scenario. I don't want to take you through all of that. But long story short, when
Well,
this guy, yeah, yes, sir.
well, it's just interesting. Smalls is maybe the only club in the world that has this beautiful video setup. They got two or three cameras on all the time. So every single jam session, every single show, it's just
Yeah,
automatically recorded. It gets to the internet, and
right,
this one like blew up bigger than any of them. Even though you weren't watching
right,
any great playing, you were just watching some guys kind of go a little off,
oh,
crash out, as we say now.
right. I'm going to speak to that too because I've been playing jazz in New York since the '80s. So this happening, I think, there's a bigger thing to this than just what he did. But basically, as I said, you don't come into a jam session, no musician, Roy Hargrove, anybody. I mean, Jeff Watts, the people that have come to my sessions to sit in with me. And I'll say this, and any musician that's listening, raise your hand because I got mine up. Have you ever gone to a jam session and sounded like ass? Like you really were not able to get, you know what I'm saying? There's not a living jazz musician.
I have on a paid gig been embarrassed, and I think I got hit by the piano player to say get off the stage. So yeah,
Right, right. So we all, what sympathy thing, he deserves sympathy because he definitely has some issues, but it shouldn't be that he couldn't play and we were beating him up. Nobody beated him up. The night went pretty calm. He was on the stage for quite a bit of the session. It's when he decided to call a song. We're professionals. We're not dummies. We can hear. You're not great. You're mediocre. You really don't know the changes, but nobody's going to embarrass you. This is what you come here to do. You come here to play and get better. So after hearing him, what set it off to me, as I said, when they stopped playing, and he calls a tune. But the first thing he did, he screamed over at the guy who walked off after they played. He wanted to take a solo on Nika's Dream. He couldn't play Nika's Dream, but whatever his desire that he wanted to, the guy walked off the bandstand. The person, and I'm going to say this again for all your audience members who have been writing about him and saying, hey, he needs his help and he's homeless, all that's reality. The argument of the guy that you hear saying, hey, man, get out of here. We don't want you here is from a customer at the bar. I'm going to say that again. That was not the musician who walked off the stage. This video has been shown a million times. Look at it again. He says, you didn't let me take a solo, asshole. And then The guy walks off and he stands at the bar. He's at the bar. Then he turns his head to the left. Again, he turns his head and you can see his face and his mouth. His lips are not moving. But the argument is going on between Mr. Self-Taught Legend and somebody at the bar. It's a paying customer. That's why you hear me come say, hey, hold it, hold it. You now have irritated the customers, and the bartender was right there. So you all can't see that there was a guy talking at him. That was not any of the musicians. A matter of fact, John Michelle, who's a bass player, he was about 6'6", was standing, and he had the bass, and he's the guy saying, you're getting kind of loud, man, your volume. And that's when I decided, because I was sitting there watching this from a chair in the club. I was just there. Most of the time, I play my show and I let the musicians do the session. They don't need me to babysit them. Most of the time, if you make a mistake on the bandstand, the musicians correct that. Smalls doesn't have a bouncer. The bartenders are not going to get involved with the stage. That's why I stick around. Something like this happened. If I wasn't there, I'm not going to take no heat for this, but I should have been there. It's my session. So I was there. And that's when you heard me say, come in, man, get off the stage. Because I knew when I heard his voice, I have family members that are autistic and are hoarders. And when I heard him raise his voice, it made me think of the family member when we wanted to go see what his room looked like because it's full of whatever, who God knows what. And he got so energized and so defensive. I said, this guy's got some things happening with him. Let me get him off the stage because this is being filmed. And we normally play on this bandstand. There were over maybe 300, I don't know how many videos, but we don't fight on the bandstand and curse people out. My job, get him off the stage. The musicians were not really saying anything, but who wants to play Spain? Who wants to play Spain? The reason the Spain thing came up is Spain is a very intricate piece of music to play. It's not easy. So if you hear this guy play for an hour, scrambling around and scuttling around, you know he doesn't play Spain. So when he said, let's play Spain, y'all don't know it. He's trying to challenge them and get him some confidence. But everybody knew he couldn't play Spain. And like I said, I tried to be calm, get him off the stage. And the other part that you people don't know, because you didn't see, you weren't in the club. And I told the doorman, when he came off the stage, he sat down. Y'all cannot see him. He sat down. I told the doorman, man, you might keep an eye on this guy because I'm not sure he's stable. But at least we got him off the stage. No musician bullied him. Most of the guys that play at my sessions are professional guys. They come there to work on their craft and maybe meet somebody and maybe get a gig. Those guys come to play. These are not like students. So my point is that once he sat down, I told the doorman, that's his job to deal with people, removal. So he sat down. I said, okay. I said, I think, and you can ask him, I forget his name, but I said, I think he's going to act up again, man. He says, well, he's cool for now. Okay.
So I'm surprised he
5
stayed
minutes.
in the club. He stayed in the club for a little
He
while.
he sat down over in the corner where I put him or directed him.
That takes
And
some
then,
guts or that takes some either guts or lack of awareness to stick around versus knowing it's time to leave. So he stayed for.
that's yeah, he stayed. And see, this is why people don't beat up on the musicians. Not one musician insulted him. Not one musician put their hands on him. That's why I went up there, because I said, I'll take care of this. They know it was my session. You even hear one guy say, uh-oh, there's Eric. Because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him off. We're not fighting. He's got some issues because, as I said, he was arguing with a customer. So when he sat down, and then the manager talked to him, then the manager went to the chair in the front where the door is. Within 5 minutes, he started again with the customer at the bar. And it's amazing. Yes. Now you have to listen to the video after the interaction with me. You have to probably listen for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. You're going to hear his voice again because he was so loud. He was screaming from one side of the club to the other. The cameras don't film this part. And within 5 minutes after I told the guy, I think you might have to put him out, he put him out. So, I feel bad for him. I lost my apartment. I was kind of homeless for about a month and a half, not long ago. So that's not fun. I didn't want to beat up on him. I realized when he screamed, "I am a fucking legend." What musician gets on the stage where they are with a bunch of people that are a lot older, and you don't know, because he's made videos that he's admitting he didn't really know jazz. He didn't know none of the etiquette. Well, you know what? When you don't know, ask somebody. What's the procedure to get on stage? What do I have to do?
Do they usually come to you and ask you, or do they just kind of walk up?
Some guys ask me because they know I'm in charge. I make it a point when I end my show. The jam session starts when I get off. I say it very clear, and everybody knows that I can dictate terms up there. But these guys come there and they're professional. They play songs that cats don't really play. They play a lot of bebop. Whatever they're learning in school, they're playing bebop. They're, really talented cats. So I don't have to police them. They normally police the etiquette and the level because they call the tune. It's very democratic. 5 guys want to play a blues. 1 guy wants to play a ballad. They're going to play the ballad. I mean, the blues. That's just the etiquette of the jam system.
Yeah. So one thing has to do with what songs can be called and what songs can't be called. The song Spain, Chicoria, Return to Forever, it's super intricate.
Yes.
Everybody knows the tune because they've heard it and they have the record.
Right. Of course.
But it's not a tune that you're going to hear called on a bandstand, right?
That's the jazz etiquette. No,
right. See, nobody's going to play that tune if they didn't rehearse it.
That would be there's several other tunes, a lot of monk tunes. Those intricate monk tunes.
There's a lot of monk tunes that are standards that everybody can do.
Yeah. Like Well You Need It, Around Midnight.
Yeah, but nobody's going to get up there and call Brilliant Corners.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. Nobody's calling Brilliant. Right.
But see, when it's him showing off, and calling a tune is not the time to show off and say, "I'm here and I'm better than everybody." Right. It's a time to democratically say, "Hey, we're all buddies here. We're going to all enjoy this together." It's not a time to say, "I'm better than all you." So
no,
just didn't understand that. I don't know how you don't understand that, but that's how the jazz, jam works. And I guess he learned now. Hopefully he learned.
Hopefully he learned, because first I knew he was out of place when I saw his instrument.
Yeah,
that's not a jazz guitar.
Right. Well,
but nobody stopped him. Nobody stopped him from plugging it in. Everybody knew that. See, we gave him a lot of grace for all the people that thinking it's jam sessions get ugly. No, New York has a level because there's too many good players coming out to play on any given night. Jeff Chain Watson walked in on my session when Roy Hargrove was alive. You go to YouTube, put Roy Hargrove, Eric Wyatt Smalls. There's got to be 6 or 7 videos. So the sessions that I run, from who you explain who I am, and people know me because I'm a New York guy. I've been here. Half these people that come in that y'all hear about that are not from New York. I remember when they came in. I remember whose bands they were in. I remember when I met them, what sessions. So it's like a high level thing here. He was above his head. And one thing I'm not hearing him say, since he's saying he's sorry on this, he needs to get a guitar teacher. Maybe that would make him, because I heard him saying he's going to get better than everybody and come back and play better. And he's going to be some kind of new energy in jazz. You don't know how to play standards. You don't have a fake book, but you don't have a teacher. So I wish he would consider that. You want to get known, because I see he made a lot of videos and he's talking about his playing now, and he's going to be something. He's saying something.
Maybe somebody's going to volunteer and step up after all this publicity and take him under his wing, and spend a few sessions with him, and maybe give him an electric guitar. Give him
that might help. I appreciate his energy. I appreciated his energy saying he wants to be, great or better. But see, think about it, Greg. Like you said, when you start doing this, you get you work and you play, you get better. The goal is to learn things. First, you learn all your scales, then you learn all your chords. Then you get a fake book. Then you get some exercise patterns to show you what kind of patterns work over what chord. Then you got to really listen and run your freaking mouth. You need to just go to a jam session and listen, and you'll see what tunes they're calling. Or just ask somebody, what tune was that? Write it down. Then you go home and you work on that. Then you come to the jam session. You don't come to the jam session, don't know what they're going to call, stand there, get on stage, plug in, and I literally told him before he played a note, if you and the piano are going to play on this song, one guy accompany the rhythm section at a time. In other words, if there's 4 guys playing and the trumpet player is going to solo first, you can play guitar with him. Next guy's going to play sax, piano player. Because when I first heard him come, before they even got to solos, I heard him, he was out of place. I mean, seriously. But I didn't ask him to leave the bandstand. I said, if they're going to play with him, let them dictate it. Maybe he's going to learn by going through the tune, but that's what part of the jam session is. You got to fall on your face. You got to sound like crap. And then you tape record it and you go home and listen and realize, I got to learn this tune. There's a million musicians in New York that wouldn't mind to help a guy. As a matter of fact, you could probably get a teacher easier by saying, I just want you to help me. I can't really pay. But the guy, if you show sincerity and humility, I'll give you some lessons.
I hope he's listening now. You already gave him a lot of good tips. We're going to have to send him this video too.
Well, I hope he would understand, because I was trying to be nice to him. I said, get the F off the stage, because he raised his voice on me. And I got a big voice, but I said, I'm not doing this here. We're not doing this here because you don't realize this is on camera. I didn't say that to him, but I knew it was on camera.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. I don't know if everybody is aware that everything they do up on that stage is recorded and archived, and it's going to be available forever. Well, you're saying yes, but are people really aware of that? It's true.
No, they're not.
They're not acting like they know that it's happening. They don't act like that.
Well, Greg, I'll say this. Sometimes you can forget.
Yeah.
You can forget. I've heard guys say stuff on the break of their gig because they're standing on the stage and you don't realize the whole shit is being taped. You can be like talking about a guy in the band. Yeah, I don't like his solo. He didn't play the fucking bridge. And if I'm listening, I've heard some stuff that you need to get your ass away from that camera.
Hopefully they didn't talk about anybody's girlfriend or mom.
Right. But it was cool.
They don't have any cameramen though. It's like an automatic system. Yeah. There's no cameraman sitting there. It's just each camera clicks on by itself, right?
Is there? I don't know how he runs it, but it's documented, it's saved, it's archived.
It switches cameras like every 20 seconds. I think there's
you got some kind of system. There's one hits the piano, one hits the band, and then one hits the drummer.
Yeah, and it just automatically moves by computer. Right. It's a kind of a cool system. I've never seen anybody with that system. So if a session player's not a session player, but somebody's coming to these jam sessions on a regular basis, don't they the good players, don't they know like 100 tunes or hundreds of tunes? Because the book of standards is a big book.
It depends on who's in the rhythm section.
Yeah.
And the level that they play on. It's a roll of the dice, man. It's a crapshoot. It's night after night. I find it ironic, as we were saying, of all the nights that this happened, it happened on the night that I'm there. And I think this was supposed, in a weird way, this was supposed to happen to create this conversation and this dialogue. It's very ironic that I'm a New York guy and I've been running jam sessions since the 80s when I was coming up. The reason we ran jam sessions back when I played in the 80s, 85, 86, 87, we played 4 sets a night. Now, I don't know if you understand. That means we played the gig starts at 10. We played from 10 to 1. No, 10 to 11. take a break, 11:30, come back on, 11:30 to 12:30, take a break, 12:30 to 1. 1, we come back on. That's set 3. No, 10, yeah, 10, first set, 11:30, second set, that
I, I did that a few
12:30.
times in
Right, right,
rock clubs in LA. We
right,
played the top 40, and then a showcase act would get on and do originals,
right,
and we'd go back
right,
and forth. So we'd be on
right,
4 or 6 times a night, and then
right,
different rock bands would
right,
come on in
right,
between,
right.
and you tired by 1 or
Oh
2
my
a.m.
God. So my point is the last set would start at 3 o'clock. And by then, guys had come to hear you play. Like, let's say the gig started at 10. Some guys are working to 12. They'll come in at 12:30, 1 o'clock. The club got 3 horn players in it and 2 drummers, a vocalist. So at 3 o'clock, I might play 15 minutes, and then I turn the gig into a jam session.
Hmm.
That way, I can walk home. I'm not, famished. They got to play. The club owner got to hear them. He gets a chance to hire younger and new people. That was how that's how the turnover. The jam session is actually the turnover. It's like the uh, like NBA mini camp or baseball or whatever they use to find guys. That's what the jam
Minor
session.
leagues, right?
Right,
I get it.
right.
It's
It's
the
the
farm
main.
system,
It's the farming system. Period. Point blank.
and you can
Uh,
cut it or you can't cut it.
or you can prove that you're next up or you're not. And see, the thing with New York, a lot of guys will see their friends in their class. This is the thing that we got here. I don't know if they got this in other cities. They probably do. But a lot of these young guys, once one breaks through, like an Emmett Cohen or so and so, or Kyle Poole, or guys I use, John Baptiste, Gifton Jones, their friends want the same thing. But everybody's trajectory and everybody's ascension is not the same. So you deal with a lot of funny business, and these guys, egos get involved. But these guys that I'm naming are guys that keep working at their craft. They're not BS. So anybody that doesn't understand jazz and wants to jump in, you're not going to get famous. First of all, social media is not going to make this guy famous just because he really can't play. You know, but now he's got a platform. Hopefully, if he isn't it is mentally or unstable, or I don't know if this is an act, because I'm hearing him talk now, and I'm like, you got to, someone said apologize to Eric Wyatt. I say apologize to Small, but
Yeah,
what
you
you've
come in
done
their
for
house
Small, yeah,
and mess
yeah,
things up.
right, and create this negative kind of story. But the thing about this, it's just creating people's interest now in Small. Since New York is a tourist city, people come here. I run into people on where is the fire department that they shot Ghostbusters? Like, where's it at? It's near this neighborhood. I said, oh, you got to walk down there and make a left. Where's the diner with Seinfeld and uh, Kramer and them guys? People going to now come to Smalls to see where this guy snapped out. I'm telling you, I know it.
You're gonna have to
So it
put a
helps the club, man.
little plaque on the wall on this
Yeah,
spot. Only
right.
25.
Hey,
The legend was created.
right.
They're
The
selling
story of
T-shirts.
the story of the self-taught legend.
I think
And then
somebody
so
else already did T-shirts, although they were like
yeah,
fake. But
I don't know if they're
they put
selling them, but somebody sent me
somebody
that.
made
This
one on
brother,
Instagram. It was kind of a joke,
yeah,
but still,
right,
okay. That's how people think. But the problem is with the internet, you could be famous for 5 minutes, and then a week later,
right,
if you can't sustain it with your talent and
right,
your content,
right,
this could be
right.
over. I mean,
Well,
we don't
that's what
know where this
yeah.
guy's going to go.
This is why I said, he's making videos. Ask for a teacher, man. I don't think if he sat down with a psychiatrist, they would clear him completely. Something's happened. Or your energy around people that you shouldn't be around acting in this manner because you really are out of place. Most of those guys professionals. The drummer, Lee Pearson, just played it with came from the Blue Note and was on drums when this happened. So these are professional cats that you're doing this
Mhm.
eventful stuff in front of. You may not know who I am. It doesn't matter. But I've seen a lot of stuff happen on the bandstand. Never that. And I will say this: a good friend of mine, Dwayne Eubanks, who's the brother of Kevin Eubanks from the Tonight Show and Robin Eubanks,
No, Kevin.
said to me, "Yo, E, can you imagine if we would have did this back on the sessions of the guys that we were playing?" And it just made me say, "Yeah, imagine that." You know, it just he needs help, but
Well,
get a
there's
teacher, man.
other videos of him where he's clearly showing some problems. There's violence. There's him
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
verbally attacking people.
Right, right.
So
See
I mean, I
right,
think,
right, right.
I don't know if he needs to be on meds or not. To me, it looks like a little bit of bipolar because he's getting
That's what
really
I saw. I thought
super
bipolar
aggressive.
more than
And there's a long history of musicians with
yeah,
issues. It
yeah.
doesn't mean you can't be creative and can't, you know.
No,
Yeah,
and some were great, great players. But see, when I saw when I saw the wild antics in the park and all that, I said, "Oh, okay, this guy, he definitely is a loose cannon." I don't know how he called himself self-taught on the guitar because he couldn't play anything. He guess he did learn how to get through Spain, but not as proficient and correct. But definitely there's something happening where he's internalizing rejection from musicians as some kind of battering, and
and,
that's not it is. We
and that's
we
a
deal with you
problem.
on a level, yeah,
That's a problem if he takes anger and internalizes anger and he spends the rest of his life saying, "I'm mad at the jazz world because the jazz world
right,
rejected me."
right,
It's really
right,
dangerous behavior.
and it's wrong because we if you can play, you could be man. Come on, jazz man. Come on, if someone comes in and is an impressive player, they're great. They're great. They're ingratiating. Someone says, "You want a drink? What's your name, man? Where you from?" Blah 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 blah. Blah. You first of all, jam sessions. You come in, you speak to the guys. Hey, how you doing, man? What's your name, man? What do you play? That's how we did. But he's got something up his sleeve, man. I wish him well. I don't know if he'll come back on my night. I heard he's been back there.
Hmm.
He's been back there. Nobody's barred him. He's not barred. So for all the bullying and the mobs, people, he's not barred from the club. And I'm pretty sure now, from the meme thing, people in the club know who he is. The bartenders included, because they're on social media.
They're telling him to watch himself, probably.
I'm assuming that they're not treating him like where he would be not welcome, because Smalls is a very welcoming place. A
Hmm.
lot of guys have had problems in there, and now they come back. There were guys that like one time couldn't play in there, couldn't come in there. I remember, and now they're back in there because the owner is a really gracious dude. He's a New York guy. He understands people with problems. He didn't hold it against the guy. He didn't bar the guy.
Yeah,
So
you said something before, and I reacted to when we said this on the phone. I'm changing the subject a little bit because I just thought of something really weird. You said nobody in history ever walks in and says I'm the greatest in the world, and
so
I said, well, Jocko said that when he met Joe Zawinul. He walked
I
into the
remember. Yeah,
studio
I
and said,
heard
"I'm
that.
the
I heard
greatest electric bass player in the world."
right. Yeah,
And
right.
Zawinul said, "Let's see what you got." And then he was hired in Weather Report, right?
Thank you.
Okay, what happened at the end? Jocko had
Right,
possibly bipolar
right,
or depression. He
right,
was homeless. He
right,
died on the street outside of a nightclub with a bouncer who didn't like his mouth,
right.
and he died that way. That's just
Somebody needs to tell.
that's a chilling
Hey, man,
parallel I thought of.
it's like revisionist history.
Yeah,
Somebody should tell that guy that story.
that's story.
Because
That's just
yeah, yeah,
a scary realization I just had.
yeah. But I remember somebody telling me that because the bass player that replaced him, what was his name? Uh, one of
Alphonse
the cats.
Muson or
No, not
V.
Alphonse was the drummer. His
No,
Bailey, Victor
okay,
Bailey.
Victor Bailey. Okay.
I used to play with me at a jam session.
Hmm.
I think I even have recorded it. It's ironic that you mentioned that story, Weather Report. Victor Bailey used to come to my jam sessions at the Lennox Lounge in Harlem, which is no longer there, which is the same club that you see in American Gangster
Hmm.
Denzel making his phone call. I played in that club for 2.5 years, and I
Wow.
ran a jam session. I did my gig, and I went. See, I'm kind of known in New York for being a guy of a New York jam session. I'm kind of loose with people. I don't put my hands on people. I let them play. I play my set, and I treat you like, hey man, you got to
Mhm.
learn. So you might as well learn here, because if you don't learn from me, you're going to learn from somebody else.
So, before we wrap up, why don't you give us some of the good stuff you've been working on? I think you have a couple albums since the last time we talked, and I think you never come to LA very often, but you played on
Yeah.
some other nice records lately, right? What's the last couple projects you've done?
Uh, oh man. Okay.
You should know.
I got
Don't
I
be
got
too
really
hard.
lucky. I had another what you're gonna call a viral moment when ASAP Rocky came into Small in 2023, no 2024, but 2024. Yeah, he came into Smalls and he hangs out around jazz. He likes jazz. Now, this is a story I can say of somebody with a total different persona. I was doing my gig in Small, and I had heard he had been coming by there. I'm not familiar with ASAP. I wasn't really familiar with it. But anyway, I was playing my gig. Same thing, just like the live stream showing you this. I got him on stage. I got him to come up on stage. But the point was, he came in there. He was minding his business. He had his bodyguard. And I just sat there and looked at him. I said, why is this guy in here? What is he? He's married to Rihanna. I'm like, what is ASAP Rocky, the rapper?
Yes,
And he
I
was
know.
watching the show. He wasn't talking to the bodyguard. He was talking to a couple of ladies who spoke in, but his eyes were on the bandstand, and at least for two soloists. So what I did is when he got my horn, because I'm the runner, I hosted, and I got up there and got some guys that I wanted to play with to let him hear me play, because I'm like, are you really checking guys out? Since this is my gig, you're gonna have to hear me. I'm like, I'm not gonna let something happen where I could have had an opportunity and I was too unaware of what I should be doing if this guy's looking at the band. So as I played Serenity, and there's a picture of on my Instagram where he's grabbing me and hugging me. When I came right off the stage, literally, he got out of his chair and he said to me, I want you to come to my house and record on my album tonight when you leave here. And I'm like,
It's late.
where you live? He says, not far. I said,
Okay.
okay, but I got one thing. I want to bring my band with me, my piano player and my bass player. And the reason I did that, because when you play this music and you're in clubs and you meet people and opportunities occur, I thought about this because I know guys that are like this. I said, how would I feel if a guy came in here and I wasn't the leader and he's like that level guy, ASAP Rocky, and he's taking our boss with him to go record. How would I like how that felt, or would I want to go?
Well, that's
Of course,
you didn't do
know what
that.
I'm
You didn't do that to be defensive, so you sounded good. You did that to be honorable to your bandmates.
saying? Right. And to
Well,
this day, people
that's nice.
know that story because one guy went. His name is Evan Wallen. He's a young white guy from St. Louis, a great bass player. He's been
I'm a white guy from
working with.
St. Louis.
Uh, what do you say? You're from St. Louis?
I'm a white guy from St. Louis.
Y'all cool people. You cool?
Hey,
Because he's a cool guy.
Miles Davis is
Hey,
from
come
East
on,
St.
on.
Louis.
Keon Harrell, St. Louis. I got a great relationship with St. Louis guy. Um,
I don't
I
want to
think
interrupt your
Russell
story
Gunn.
though.
Yeah, yeah. But
I don't
anyway,
want to
yeah.
interrupt your ASAP story.
Goes basically, Marius Vandenbrink got to play on his album because I told ASAP I want to bring my piano player and my bass player. He was a cool guy. It happened. Knock on wood, January 16th, that's coming out. I've
Oh,
been working on
it's not even out yet. It's not out
it's
yet.
coming out January 16th.
So how many
It'll be out
songs did
next
you
week.
play
I
on?
played on one
Okay.
song, and I did kind of solo. So I will know it's me. There's a trumpet player on it too. So if I hear anything with trumpet and sax, because they didn't tell me the name of the tune, it was real quick. We did go by there. He bought us some sandwiches. he bought us food. He said, first thing we're gonna do is get some food because we're gonna be here all morning. Ironically, we went out there all morning, but the guy was very gracious, fed us, and we're gonna work out the payment and all that. We talked about all this.
I was
So
going to
that
say,
was one thing.
I hope you're getting some remuneration besides the sandwich.
Yeah, no. He was very cool. He's been coming by small, and I've been missing him actually. He came a couple of times. So I believe that's going to manifest because in my mind, the fact that it's coming out now, considering it was held up because we had a court case, the fact that it overlapped that now it's coming out, I believe it's going to be good. And I got a record that I've been working on since 2023. It features a very great vocalist that you've been hearing in the jazz world. His name is Tyreek McDowell. He's on about Tyreek McDowell. He won the Sarah Vaughan vocal competition in 2023.
Okay.
I did some classic kind of John Coltrane, Johnny Hartman stuff with him, and some other stuff. I took a Hubert Laws tune and I wrote lyrics. Me and Tyreek wrote lyrics to an instrumental that Hubert Laws wrote, and he loves it. He agreed to let me put it on my album. So I got some interesting music on here, and it'll be out sometime this year. I got a young guy. I got an LA guy. His name is Chris Lowry. He's from Philly, but he's playing on my record. He works with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. He worked with he did a Donald Byrd tribute. He played with Azar Lawrence. He played with Smitty Smith and Ralph Moore. So he's a kind of back. He plays both fields. He can do the rap stuff and the jazz stuff. And he sounds really good. He's on my last album with Jeff Kane Watts, Samara Joy, the Song of Hope album. I don't think, did I make that since I talked to you?
I don't remember.
It came out in 2021. It's entitled The Song of Hope. It's on,
That's after
that's on current.
interview.
That's after what?
That's after we did our first interview.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Well, that was that's out now.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's 95. Right.
Just turned 95.
Song of Hope. Yeah, Song of Hope. I talked to him 2 days ago.
Yeah. What's up with Sonny Rollins? How's he feeling?
He's just aging gracefully, man. He's amazing. His memory. To know that people can be that old and have a memory. Because I could ask him about Bird or somebody. He starts talking and Miles or stories I heard. And I remember asking him about the difference of playing two tenors when he did stuff with Train and the thing with Sonny Stitt. And he gave Stitt his props.
The two Sonny's album is a great album.
Oh, man. He said he enjoyed it, and Dizzy put that together.
Yeah. I think I have it right here. Hold on. So I have it right here?
Yeah.
No, it's somewhere in this pile of records. I got CDs and records. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad Sonny's feeling well. Yeah. He lives by himself, or does he have somebody helping him out?
He got people taking care of him. He got to living, making sure he can't move around too much.
95.
He needs help, but he's still his brain, man. I mean, the stuff that he's gotten and learned. And I asked him once about this, because you know about this. I said, Sonny, you recorded 7 albums in 1 year. How the hell did you do that? Those are those albums. 57, I think he did that. He recorded 7 albums. In the year 56, were those the Prestige records?
Probably. I'd have to look it up.
7 albums, man, in 1 year. Yeah.
You think that was in late 60s?
No, that was in the 50s.
50s.
I know it was. Yes.
Before the bridge.
Yes. 7 albums. I forget the year. He said, I don't remember doing it. I said, you did. You did it. I forget.
Here's his discography. 1957.
Right.
Sonny Rollins, Volume 1, Way Out West. Volume 2, Sound of Sonny, Nuke's Time.
That's 3.
No, that's 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is Nuke's Time.
Right.
And something with Thad Jones. So that's 6.
6.
But the year before that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there's 2 years in a row that he did 6 and 6. So maybe there's an overlap, release date versus record date. Who knows? But
Who puts out 6
That's
albums in
12 or
1 year?
13 albums. 12 or 13
Come
albums in
on,
2 years.
come
And
on,
then you
man.
go and then you go take a break because you want to get better.
Hey, right. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. And then you take a break because you want to get better. See,
Yeah, who
this is
does that?
where the disconnect. This is so disconnected with this guy who doesn't know the art form, doesn't know the hidden. I'll admit, I'm lucky that my dad lived with Sonny Rollins. They were roommates in Harlem. But my story has not been told at all. That I'm playing a horn he gave my father, and when my father died,
The horn
Sonny
you
called
still
me, and
play?
that
The
this
horn
horn
you
that I
still
make,
play
yes, the tenor I play,
is a horn that came from Sonny?
it's a horn he gave my father. It's a gold plated Mark 6.
Okay. Did not know that. That's cool.
No, people don't. I don't want them to know it really, but now they've said it. I don't know. But the point is that I played tenor because my dad died. I was an alto player. In a minute, you're going to see me playing some alto because I've gotten back into my alto playing. I played that horn because Sonny asked me, "Are you going to play your father's horn?" And that would mean I would stop playing alto. I didn't really say it at first. I'm going to, I'm going to delve into it. And when I did, I realized I had to stop playing alto. I couldn't transverse both at the time. I had to really put the alto out of my zone, out of my hearing palette, and put all my attention to tenor. And I seem to have done it. Most of my records are tenor. I do play alto on a couple of records. I play One Finger Snap with Keon Howell on a record. I played with Benito Gonzalez. I got a song I played on alto, Ancient Chinese Secrets. But yeah,
Ancient Chinese. That's a
yeah.
fun name for a record.
Well, I'll tell you, I wrote that I was in China. I don't know if you know my China history. We might have talked about it, but I played in China many times, playing in hotels, 5 and 6 month runs, 7 month runs. So all the Chinese friends, Ni Jing Piao Ni Jing Piao Ma, Xin Yong Kuai which is Happy New Year in China.
Okay.
Chinese brother. But
Did
yeah.
not know that. I have a Chinese person in my family now.
Wow.
My son just married a beautiful half Chinese girl,
Wow.
and they're having
Do
a
you
baby
speak
soon.
do you speak any Chinese?
She's only been in she's been
No,
married
you,
for
you,
4 years.
you,
No,
you.
no. As a
No.
Jewish person, I can order Chinese food. That's it.
Well, to call her pretty, you could say Piao Lao.
Piao Lao?
Piao Lao. Piao Lao. You say that because she'll say Shay Shay. That means thank you.
Lao.
And you're
Okay.
supposed to say bouillon Shay. You're not going to do all of that, though, but this is what I
I just wrote it
developed when
down.
I was there.
Piao Lao.
Yeah, Piao Lao. Piao Lao. Friend is Pang Yo. Pang Yo. You can say friend and you look pretty. And I know a few things. I used to. I can land in China at the airport. Get in the cab. Not have to pay nothing to nobody, but get in the cab and say, "What are the hotel? If you're going to the Western Hotel, if you're going to Grand Hyatt Hotel, you say Da Fan Dien. So you say Ni Hao Western Da Fan Dien or Ni
Ni
Hao
hao. Well,
Western Ni Hao."
so
Uh,
wait a
uh,
minute. Let's just back up. They have jazz clubs in China?
man, I
They
played
have
in China.
What kind of jazz scene do they have in China? Are the
They
kids
got to
learning
see.
jazz,
Yeah,
or is it
yeah,
American?
yes. Yeah, yes, they're learning American jazz. They're Chinese. They speak Chinese. They like jazz. They love jazz. The gig I was doing, I worked 5 and 6 nights a week, man. We play for people that they come to buy stuff in Shanghai and shop. That's the market of the world where you buy material, you buy Nikes, you buy everything in bulk. That's what's been going on with this tariff. See, I understand this shit. Tariffs are destroying America. It's just what it is. I'm not going to get into that, but I'll just
So
say
let's
they
hope it does.
go to China and they have people playing Black Americans and white Americans in the hotel bands playing songs that people like from all over the world. People from Europe come in. I met people from Abu Dhabi, Mongolia, Syria, Japan,
I had no idea
Indonesia. Yes.
China cared about jazz. I mean, Japan, I know
Oh
has the
man.
music
Oh
scene.
man.
Japan, I
No.
thought you played Japan too. Did you play Japan?
I played Japan. Yeah, I played Japan twice. I played at the Pit Inn. I played at Mount Fuji, not the festival. I played in Japan, Fukuoka, Yokohama. I've been both of those places. My first record was on a Japanese label, Godson, that Sonny Rollins helped me get from saying he was my godfather. And it features Al Foster, Mark Sostin, Rufus Reed. I played with an organ player and a guy named Shinobu Ito produced it. Japan is definitely the jazz place, but China's got a big influx, man.
I had no idea they had a jazz scene. Really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's good.
It's not as thriving as ours, but they definitely have one.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely have one.
I think we got to wrap up soon here. We're approaching an hour, so appreciate your insights on what's going on with the Mr. Self-Taught Legend.
Yeah.
And a year from now, maybe we'll all just be buying his records, and he'll be at the top of the chart, or maybe he'll just be back in Smalls. We don't know, but let's not. We'll see.
I doubt a record is anywhere on the horizon, considering what I heard him play. So, knock on wood. I want everybody to get better. I really do, and I'll say this: most of the guys that I've had on my record played with me at jam sessions before they made records with me. Gift and Jellin, Kyle Poole, Keon Howe, Robert Glasper. They used to play at my jam sessions. I met all of them when they were 20, 21. So my thing is, I love this session because you can play with me 2 years, and then the third year we making a record. And I would always record them to show them this is how the progress goes. Now, all of these guys in my mind are butterflies. In my mind, meaning you all got wings. After 3 years with me, go out there and do your thing. And I can name a bunch of them that are doing it. Samara Joy's on the album with me. Like I said,
the lady singer, the lady
she's on a Song of Hope. Yeah, she's on 2 tracks. I wrote a song.
She's got a beautiful
5
voice,
Grammys.
and she's kind of like a Nina Simone vibe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's won every Grammy she was entered in. And she's singing She's singing on Fragile, which I covered Sting's song Fragile. And I didn't know if I spoke to you. Me and Jeff Watts are singing in the background with her on Fragile. The drummer, Jeff Watts.
Right.
So,
that's great.
You know, I've been doing some stuff, man. But the other thing is, be on the lookout if you see me pop up in a movie. Because I did a couple of student short films, but one got really good response at a film festival, New York Short Film Festival. And we're going to shoot something.
You tried to send me that, and somebody has to unlock it. So,
really?
Is it not on YouTube? Can anybody just go see it?
No, it's not on YouTube. No, it's not on YouTube. No. I'll get it to you. What did it say?
He can stick it on YouTube, and everybody can see it.
No. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. What did it say? I need to give you permission.
Yeah, you or him. Somebody does.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Do that.
I want you to see it. Because I own, and in that movie, ironically, I own a jazz club, and somebody was trying to get me to sell it. I played the club owner. I played a jazz club owner, and my name is Mulgrew, in honor of the great Mulgrew Miller.
Mulgrew Miller.
Right.
Nice. Well, great. It sounds like things are doing good for you back there in New York.
It's doing what it's doing, but I will say this social media thing did not hurt.
Yeah, you and I both got some followers because of this video.
Right.
Couple of videos, and then I'm going to take this video and we'll do a few things with it, and we'll try to get some bits on Instagram, and I'll send it to you. So
maybe he'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let's wrap it. Thank you so much for stopping by and telling us your story. I got to go eat some dinner. We'll keep in touch.
Me too. I just want to clear the slate so people can stop assuming. You don't have to listen to me, but I was there. I was myself. So I'm not making nothing up.
We see you on stage, and we hear
I'm basically letting you know.
Talking to the guy.
He was given every opportunity, and nobody berated him. He had an argument with a paying customer. I can't emphasize this enough. He was arguing with someone at the bar who wanted him to leave because they were destroying his vibe. He was there to listen.
He's there
to get people that
have a good time, not have tension and
Right.
I get
It's
it.
Friday night. It was snowing outside. It was warm in the club. Guys were doing the normal thing, playing.
The
He
day after
disrupted.
Christmas.
He disrupted somebody's night out, and the guy told him to get. You know, you heard him. Nobody wants you here because he wasn't vibing with the band. You
Mhm.
vibe with the band. Don't worry about make friends with the guys on stage, and that's how you last. But when you start screaming at people, saying asshole, and you raising your volume, hey,
It's now a part of jazz history.
yeah, ironically.
It's like a scene from Whiplash.
Yeah, instead of me playing a song and everybody clapping, it's
Not
me
quite my
pushing
tempo.
and get the fuck off the stage.
Threw
This
a
is not
cymbal. Nobody threw a
can't be
cymbal at
real.
him. He
Yeah,
survived
yeah.
without getting hit by a cymbal.
Ironically,
Okay, Eric.
somebody said that. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Somebody said that in the comment. It was his Charlie Parker moment.
Yeah, somebody could have thrown a cymbal. They didn't, so he survived.
Yeah,
All right, Eric. I'm gonna hit the
you got
end
it.
button. So say goodbye to
Yes,
everybody, and we'll
thank
talk.
you. I hope you guys got a better understanding, and
For,
please support Smalls Jazz Club because it's
yeah.
now becoming more famous than it
Put a
really
link to
wanted. Yeah.
I'll put a link to them in the show notes. And people, you can go see hundreds of hours of jam sessions and the featured artists too on Smalls Live on YouTube.
And one more point, I'm playing there this Friday, same time, same bat channel, 12 o'clock midnight. Maybe he'll come back
Midnight, yeah, that'll be interesting. Maybe
January 9th. He will
maybe,
Let's see.
maybe he'll wear a disguise. Maybe he'll have a new guitar.
Yeah,
All right,
maybe.
well, good luck with that show, and you and I will chat
Thank
after
you.
this.
Thank you, sir.